This podcast contains adult content.
It's season 2!
Hello, darlings.
Hi, I'm Margo Marshall.
And I'm Sue Gives a Fuck, and I really do.
Twiddly-dee-dee-dee, two ladies, twiddly-dee-dee-dee, two ladies, twiddly-dee-dee-dee.
Well, sort of, like, that's very much what the podcast is about. It's like, are we ladies? So, Marjorie Marshall, at the dawn of season 2, what is your gender today?
My gender today is the picture of Madonna in the sex book, where she's surrounded by beautiful twinks and gigolos in New York, and she's in this gorgeous glittery dress. In the sense that I've very recently been surrounded by gorgeous muscly twinks.
You have?
And lots of lovely people. I still know that one day I'm going to rule them and they will be begging at my feet.
I'd love to say it's untrue.
Susan, on the dawn of this season 2, what's your gender today?
I am a traffic cone in the sense that at some point in every basic straight boy's life, they've tried to grab me. So, Marjorie, and let's be honest, it hasn't been a week, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Because
No,
you're
but
a
we've
busy
said
woman.
season 2.
So exactly.
There's usually a hiatus for us to write, go to the beach,
Right.
wear large hats, you know.
What have we been writing?
You know, seasons in America, they take like the break to write it.
Oh, readers, we have been locked in our writer's room.
Readers?
I'm 104. I still think that basically someone's just going to transcribe this and just pop it down with a quill.
I am, right now.
Thank you very much, and then we'll release it in periodicals. Now, Marjorie, what's been going on with you?
Well, I have had a rather fabulous time of recent, as you may well have heard through the walls.
And sometimes just through the open lounge door.
Oops, I forgot about that. Well, I'm going to Lady Lloyd's birthday, as every good drag queen in Soho that's worked with her should have.
I was not invited.
No, it was at
We
Bombshell.
did specify good drag queen, so
Yeah,
good.
so
Sorted.
you're terrible. So I went in my all denim look. You know, I was feeling cute and sassy. It was like cowboy themed. So I was like, I'm going to, go live my truth in my double denim outfit.
Nice.
I was like milling around. Obviously, lots of very lovely men there. It's Bombshell. I had a very nice
That's
time.
the whole point of the night.
But I didn't actually by the time I was like, right, I'm ready to go home, there wasn't really anyone. And I was like, you know what, Marjorie? Now I've started calling myself stupid names.
Oh, we'll get her.
So I was like, right, I'm going to go. And then I saw this very handsome gentleman as I left. And I was like, oh, hi.
Well, that's convenient timing.
Well, he was just having a little cigarette. He was like, I don't want to do the accent because I can't do a very good Irish accent. Shall I try?
Just go on. I think
Right.
the listeners.
So he was like, I have to say Harry Potter before I do an Irish accent.
Harry
because that's the
Potter.
way I learned. He was like, you look fucking beautiful. Something like that. I sound like...
You fucking nailed that.
Did I?
You sounded
Okay.
like Colin Farrell.
That's a lie. But thank you. So he said, I look fucking beautiful. And I was like, thank you. And then I was like, you know what, Margo? Go home. I was a bit drunk. I was like, no, I'm going to go home. So I was like, thank you. You're very handsome.
Oh, I
I'll
didn't
maybe
know
see you again.
this.
Trolleyed off. T.
And you're like, I might see you again, providing no possibility for that to happen.
I
I might pass you on the street.
If they're trying hard enough, they'll find me, darling. I'm everywhere.
You are encouraging them to follow you home. That's what you're doing there.
What?
Well, let's see how this story continues.
Well, no, I get to the bus stop.
Right.
Get on the bus. There was some lovely other queers from Bombshell.
Oh.
There was a little group of us just chatting. And then, the conversation turned to something that it wasn't about me at one point.
How
They were all
dare
talking
they?
about something, right? They were all talking about something else. My eye wandered,
Who do they think they are?
right?
Oh.
And just as my eyes focused on him, they did the little sexy smolder. And I was like,
Eyes.
you have done that a million times before, and I don't even care.
You can only do that smolder if you're Irish, or you can only really nail it.
Yeah. And there was just, I remember, and then I looked straight away because I was like, Jesus, fuck, that got me in my pussy. And
Oh,
then
you had to look away?
I looked straight away. I was like, whoa, that was an intense stare.
And you're a woman who can hold the glare.
Oh, right. So I was like, oh my God. So I didn't take any of the rest of him in. My first memory of him is
Just
the eyes.
smoulder.
And you've seen the eyes since.
I have, yeah.
The eyes.
I've seen him in the kitchen.
And that was after a bad night out.
And it was after a Margo Marshall session.
So then I turned to him I got like sort of recalibrated myself and sort of leveled myself out, and then looked around and I got the stare again. I was like, right, you're going to hold it this time, witch.
Come on, hold the stare.
So I just like stare, and then somebody went, oh, Margo. And I was like, and then I did a really like slow look away, like carried on doing the little chat. They all got off, and then I could just like, I saw that he was still looking at me as all the other queers were getting off. They all got off in the same place, which is very useful.
That's
very
so
useful.
handy.
And I could
he was
see
still on the
that he
bus.
was sort of like trying to look through them to see if I was getting off. And I was like, turn around, Margo. Didn't look. Didn't look. Sat forward on the bus, not paying any attention. And then come.
And he was still on the bus. Had he missed his stop?
He stuck around to find out.
Okay.
So the next thing I know, he's sliding in on the seat in front.
Oh, in front.
Because
I thought you were saying next to you, and I was like, that's quite a bold move. All right, in front. Okay, yeah, nice.
And he was like, you still look beautiful.
Okay.
Oh,
good beginning.
That was good. And I was like, well.
Strong opener.
And then I went, it's because I still am. Oh. Cute, right? No.
The thing is with Margo Marshall is like, you can pay her an outlandish compliment and you will not reach the level of the compliment that she will then come back towards herself.
You gotta live the fantasy.
Right.
You gotta live it.
You're like, I'm sorry, beautiful. I'm actually a demigod.
The next Marvel film's about me.
Right, with your mortal eyes, you can't actually see me, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well,
yeah.
So then I can't fully remember the back and the forth and the whys in the warehouse. Well, no, he lives in. No, actually, I'm not going to say that because that's weird. So
yeah.
So he
lives not there.
He lives not there, but so.
What did that mean?
I've lost the flow of the thing. You know what? We've confused them, and that was the point.
Cool, yeah.
We sent them off the scent. I wasn't going to say his address. So,
right.
Then he's like, I've missed my stop.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, how unfortunate for you.
You've missed your stop.
And I absolutely hate it when they try and sort of like poke the, would you want to come to mine out of me? Oh,
Oh, you weren't rising to the debate at all?
Absolutely not. And it's
twat.
No. And then, I'm awful.
You made him ask if he's allowed to come to your house.
Well, then it was the end of the line. We got off the bus, and he was like,
which is conveniently where we live.
Yeah. And then I started to walk away, and then I turned around and said, "Come on, then."
Oh, so he'd gotten off the bus, just sort of stranded in Walthamstow.
I'm gonna have to get on the night bus and go back home. And I didn't go more than a few steps. I went a bit. I played a risky game.
Did you just whistle from 100 yards?
Come on. No, it was very just casual. I just kept it cash.
Right.
And then I slowed my walk so we could catch up.
Oh, how accommodating of you.
Very accommodating.
That's positively flirtatious.
Very accommodating. Well, we get inside.
Right.
We just basically there's some very high level of sexual connection that I've not had with someone for quite a long time.
And it hasn't stopped.
Insane, amazing sex. Twice.
Nice.
Then
end of the night twice.
End of the night. Then
end of the night once is pretty impressive.
Right. Well, we had a wonderful
time. By the time I get off the bus, I've had my cheesy chips.
Well, yeah.
Whether there's a man following me home or not.
Well, you'll be still eating them while he's going to town. Just like, don't worry, I won't go through that bus. I'm not lactose.
Oh, sorry, a bit of onion gravy. Don't mind that. No, I didn't do that. That's a Savoy.
Oh, God.
That's filth.
Anyway, well, then...
Yeah.
He stays over. That's a first for me as well.
That doesn't happen.
That's a long time. It is awkward. I'm not,
Right, why is it awkward?
He's a big, burly, plumber, husky man.
Yeah.
I don't even share well with, another tiny little woman.
I think I've only known you to share a bed with the third man.
The third man,
known.
yes.
And the second man, actually, well, you kicked him out and went and slept in a different bed, so...
Yeah.
I've only really known you to just share a bed with one man.
Yeah. So, progress.
And so, wait, so it's awkward because you can't get to sleep?
I can't really get to sleep, but then we were quite dry. I can't really remember how long I was sort of rolling around, but I was I'm very conscious of the snoring.
Right.
But then got woken up to a lovely little feel up my leg. Straight back into the snogging. Did it again.
Yeah, I know this.
Oh,
That's the one that I heard.
That was the one you heard.
Because, of course, Susan isn't awake when you get home from the night, but my God, she's been awake for 3 hours when you wake up.
Little old lady shuffling around downstairs in a lounge coat, like...
Victoria Sponge is done. The laundry's on. Radio 4, In Our Time, has just finished. We've learnt about Hildegard of Bingen.
All the while... Well, sorry for disturbing that. And we don't hold back.
I was trying to do a sex...
Yeah.
I just
no,
like
because there was an episode last season where we did do that, and I was uncomfortable, and I knew it was coming.
I caught most of it.
Good.
It was a good 40 minutes.
Did it?
Yeah. And so what I want to know really is, because, you know, historically we've lived in two worlds. You've got your tea girl and your chaser. You've got your one night stands, occasionally a friend with benefit situation.
Yeah.
Or you've got your relationships that exist for us in queer world, really.
With another sort of queer or akin to queer, sort of like...
Or possibly a gay man.
Yeah, gay man,
Yeah, that.
Gay man that's accepting of a very sort of like... Doesn't judge the queer man, doesn't have any internalized homophobia.
And so what I'm saying is, which is it?
It's right in the middle.
No, it's not allowed.
Very well, no, it is slightly... I mean, I don't know that much about his personal life.
Right.
So it's that sort of side of things. But then we do actually like go out and have drinks and dinner and
you do, yeah.
hang out. So it is a strange in between. And
this is unsettling for me. This is challenging my worldview.
Is it? What?
Because you know that there's straight world and there's queer world.
Yeah. And there's no marriage between.
No, they're mutually exclusive.
Well, I told you I'm the frontier, darling.
The only time that the worlds overlap is when straight boys are drunk. That's the only time.
Is it? Right.
Or on fabswingers.com.
But yes, so it's but we've also sort of like had a mild conversation, like when he came to the launch of our podcast.
He did
come, and he very much
whereas in
that.
Contrast, I invited I would say 200 men that I've been speaking to over the course of this journey, primarily from fabswingers.com.
Wow.
I'd say about 50 said that they were coming. Not one of them turned up. The real world.
Real world. It freaks them out.
Yeah.
Like, I do find it very strange. I'm like, it's the glory. Like, when
There's
is that going to
nothing real
cross
about
over
the
into
glory.
your world? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very much it's our queer world.
Yeah. Like,
why are they gonna...
You're not going to see your wife in there.
Yeah, come on. Unless it's a hen party. Ugh,
Do they allow those into the glory?
I don't know.
They need better security.
Well...
Well, so that's exciting. What's to come in that story?
I don't really... we've continued to have sex. We continue to have a wonderful time. It's crossed over into this weird... But, he's sort of like, oh, so what actually do you find attractive about me? I'm like... the way that we have sex. Because we have sex in a, like, I give.
Right, yeah.
And that's sort of, like, been what sort of happened. And both of us have been very happy with that.
And that's just no issue for you, is it?
Absolutely no issue. I'm like, yeah, cool, great, amazing. But he's like, as I've described, big plumber,
Yeah.
makes the sound after he smokes. That kind
Does
of...
he?
Yeah, that kind of bloke.
Oh, a bloke.
And I was like, well, I just quite enjoy that you still treat me like a lady, but then we have sex like that. There's something quite, fascinating about this sort of like, he's small at the back, very doting, very, I'm his girl when we're out. You still don't even get with chasers that much sometimes, because you have to do a lot of the leading and like sparking the conversation, being like, right now you're going to buy me a drink, like, come on.
Well, because they're hanging up their personality at the door. Well, I mean, there's not much to hang up.
No.
It's not a coat, it's a small cardigan.
Yeah,
but as they enter, they're like, oh, this is hidden secret world, so I'm just going to like put it in and feel sort of excitement and shame and run away. They're not really...
Like, basically be in the shadows.
Right,
like,
exactly.
They are like a living sex doll, some of them.
Yeah, they're not able to rise to the challenge of being a human person.
Which is tiresome. So I'm finding that side of it, like, really wonderful. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cute, right?
Well, yes, I mean, we started this season, as we ended last season, on a cute note.
Go us.
Go you.
Okay.
Because I'm about to bring that tone down.
know, Susan,
Yes,
I've
well,
had this thing. It's been going on for a while. What's been going on in our little break for you?
well. So I mean, basically, what happened was I've had a bit of a to-do with well, with a porn star, you see. So on the Friday, I report him to the police, and then on the Tuesday, I have sex with him.
I mean,
It's a classic
great.
rom-com.
Classic rom-com. Is it available on Netflix?
Yeah, it stars Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, I mean, who else?
Right?
Duh.
Wait, what am I saying?
You are a crazy Catwoman. What?
How dare it star anyone other than Meg Ryan?
You are. Meg
That's my
Ryan.
whole shtick.
That is your whole Well, that's what you say you are.
Well, I'm just gagging to get through these stories because Susan's changing and we just need to get it, bish-bosh it out. Right. So, it is how it goes. It starts on fabswingers.com because that is where I put most of my time.
And you really have committed to that time.
I have committed to a sequence of different online sex reservoirs.
Lovely metaphor.
Thank you. I get in, I take the natural resources, drink those down, and then I move on
Yeah.
to the next reservoir. And so
Fab Swingers is very frustrating because there's no app.
there's no
Which is why
it's
I've
a
just
very
been
early
like,
noughties user
I'm not doing
experience. No.
I'm not even doing it. I barely got time for bloody Grindr. And that's literally like the most instant sex thing you can ever have.
Well, yeah, I don't know, you say this, but I don't get nearly so much business on Grindr as I do on Fab Swingers. I joined Fab Swingers, and within a week, I'd had about 200 messages.
Shit, a brick.
One of them was from a guy whose looks were unparalleled. Like, it was unreasonable. And, like, the thing is, obviously I saw them, and I'm like, oh, you've stolen someone's images. But I was like, whose? Have you just CGI'd those shoulders in?
They were bizarre.
It just looked like he was a very attractive man with balloons under his shirt.
It was bizarre.
It was unsettling.
It was Hulk-like.
It was, I don't know what it was, but obviously I thought, you probably don't exist. I've been on Fab Swingers now for 6 days solid, and I've started to hallucinate. But I replied anyway, because, give it a go.
Gotta find out.
And we arranged to meet up. And so we arranged to meet up on the Friday.
And at the time, you'd made a very big to-do about this.
You're
underplaying this.
Oh, a very big to-do. I was flustered.
You were flustered.
I was very flustered.
Yeah.
So I'm up here and I'm doing my face well in advance, getting all ready, having me white wines to prepare.
Yeah.
Getting everything good and proper and sorted. I nip down all of a tizzy, and my housemate is in the kitchen, and I say, oh, look at who I've got coming. And so I show this photo, and he's like, well, that's quite a well-known porn star. That's obviously a catfish.
Oh, I can hear the music.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. The meme just zooming in on you.
And so I'm there in lingerie and 3/4 of a face, just being like, I've been stood up a lot on this journey. And the thing is, when people stand up, I always feel vulnerable, and it always feels like you're getting laughed at. That's the first time where I'm like, someone's actually done this to laugh at me.
Yeah. When
I'm stood here in lingerie, like sort of trying to pretend to feel like a woman for a man. And the whole thing is, I didn't feel great. And so what I did, you know what? It is illegal to use someone's identity. So
you rationally thought about this. You sat down for half an hour with a cup of tea.
Exactly. I sent a message to the real porn star, just to let him know, look, someone is using your images online, pretending to do this. You might want to.
So literally, our flatmate had just said, "This person's a porn star," and you just went,
"The real porn star has a verified Instagram account."
Yeah.
So
I've looked at it.
Well, this is quite the thing, isn't it? So I messaged that, and then I report online to the police this phone number who's doing this, and I then invite round my number one side guy, who presently arrives, and, I'm a bit sort of sad and dejected, but I'm also like, do you know what? He's lovely.
I know what's going to happen now.
Right.
This always feels good, but
always feels good. And as we begin to sort of make out, my phone just sort of pings, and it's Instagram, and it's the porn star, and he says, oh, I'm really sorry, I'm on my way.
Oh my God.
So
You're like, oh, sorry, clear the search party. No need to send the choppers in to kill him.
What I don't do is I don't say to my side guy, I've fallen terribly unwell, and you're going to...
Well done.
Thank you, because I consider it. And I think that I deserve, some
You
kudos.
didn't think like, okay, maybe we can get this done in half an hour. And...
Oh, I didn't think that. When my side guy's here, the thing is the way I do things,
He didn't notice.
It takes a long time.
Oh,
it really does. I like quite a bit of conversation.
God,
Which actually, with my
Susan.
side guy, is like getting blood out of a stone, but I get it.
Well, yeah, I've met him.
You have.
Yeah, hell.
He's not an effusive conversationalist, is he?
Not. How'd you get a couple of hours of conversation out of that? Oh my god! I was like, is he still? Is he still working? Oh, there it is. His eyes moved.
He just moved. But lovely in the bedroom.
Oh, good, good.
Anyway, so I don't do that, and I message the porn star, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I thought you weren't coming, so let's bail on it, whatever. Well, anyway, I'm pleased to say that I was rewarded. So for the next 3 days, I then have quite a busy schedule, and he is messaging me at later and later hours in a more and more unreasonable way. Those messages that sent by anyone else would disqualify them from my presence.
I think I speak for me and all the readers. Could you share some of those messages?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, you're getting hi. Come now. 40 minutes. Now, 15 minutes. And this is like at 3 a.m. Babes, dress quickly. Dress now. Come now. Face now.
You're not
Put
even
makeup
having
on.
a conversation.
No.
Oh, what?
So, on day 3 or 4 or whatever it is of this message sequence, I think, do you know what? It is what it is. And so I agree to go to his. This is like midnight on a Tuesday, which, I'm a 9 to 5er. Anyway, so I head on over to his in South Kensington.
Oh.
Yes. Well, I arrive at the address that he's given me, and it's the...
How'd you get there?
I get the tube.
Oh, you better work, bitch.
I get the tube. I arrive at the address that he's given me. It's the British Museum.
Oh.
Yep, that's another marker in the book. So I'm messaging it. I'm stood outside the British Museum and I'm messaging him, being like, you don't live in the British Museum. And it takes a little while. And I'm like, you've fucking done this to me again. But eventually,
Murder.
then a taxi turns up and he says, I'm sorry, my phone died, but I got your message and I've got you this taxi. So we get in this taxi and we go to his quite fancy...
He's in the taxi?
He's in the taxi.
Oh.
And he picks me up and we go to his...
Why didn't he just give you the fucking address?
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, he's away.
Right.
And we arrive at his quite fancy sort of suite, really, in South Ken. Like it's fancy.
Why would you choose South Kensington if you had money, though? Do you know what I mean? Like,
People
it's a
do,
nice area
historically,
to
that's what they've always
live in.
done.
Really?
Oh, they always choose South Ken, yeah.
Oh, great if you want to pop by the V&A, but
What are you going to do?
you've got to
Yeah.
really go far to do anything.
Well,
If you had the muns, do you know what I mean?
Rich people just want to be surrounded by rich people. They don't really like to do things.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why they have lots of money.
They just want somewhere where they can park their Lamborghini without you getting keyed. Because, you're parking in Walthamstow, I'm keying it.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm pissing on it. Fuck you.
So, we arrive there, and what I should say is he looks exactly like he does in his photos. He's the real deal. Everything is in order
When does
except
that- oh.
for the eyes.
Oh.
The eyes.
Why the eyes? You're worrying me now, Susan.
It's like, do you know what? You look at him and it's like, it's a level of tired I haven't seen. It's like it looks like me after I've taken me makeup off after a brunch and a nighttime show.
We do look shit.
Well, I don't look at the eyes, I look at the shoulders. We can sort of get down to... No. What he does, really, is he offers me some crystal meth and I say, yeah. Yeah.
What?
He offers me some crystal...
No.
No, he does, yeah, because the thing is, I don't know what it...
Why
no.
do you say yes?
When you're in the presence
when
of those...
you're looking at his eyes
Yes.
and you're literally seeing
I'm not looking
his
at the eyes, I'm looking at the shoulders.
Oh, well.
And those shoulders, they make you do things that you wouldn't normally do. So I say yes to the crystal meth.
No, I would no.
Then we get down to business. But when I say business, he's just sucking on me willy, which is fine, to do that for a bit.
It's a very good place to start.
It will start, yes, but you don't. It's not the beginning, the middle, and the end. I can't get him off it. Like I can't.
I mean, you can have a blowjob to completion,
but I haven't come to South Ken for that.
I mean, yeah.
But I can't get him off it. Like it gets a bit awkward at moments, trying to pull his head a little bit so that I can kiss him or do something physically move him, and then he won't. He resists me, and goes back.
Just keeping on.
And it's a bit unsettling. And so what I do is
only thing that all I can see is the back of your head, and it's been 3 hours.
The only thing that I can think to do is to keep having a break to what I would normally do, which is to get my beverage, but I don't have my beverage because I don't live there, and that's not what he's offered me or anything. So
He's not offered you a beverage?
He's not offered me a beverage.
Oh.
He's offered me crystal meth, so I have that.
But
I keep stopping him and being like, oh, that's been lovely, but we'll just have a little break for crystal meth. And so I think if you have crystal meth for the first time, normally you'd have one hit. Or
I look at me like I fucking know.
I'm having 15, 16. And you don't realise, because also when you're having sex a bit, the whole thing is quite intense, and so you don't necessarily notice how much of that intensity is due to the drugs. You know what I mean? You can't... Oh. It's unsettling. Anyway...
I'm unsettled.
Well, whatever's happening, we've had too much of it, because now neither of us is hard. At all. We're just two damp bits of lettuce just
flopping about in a sweaty bed that you've been in for too long now.
And he's trying to get himself going. And so what he's doing, and he's trying to get me. Well,
how's he doing that?
I don't know whether this is what he likes or he's sensed that I like a little bit of shit talk. But he's lying there saying,
you might want to rephrase that.
A little bit of dirty talk.
There we go.
And he's lying there saying, all the things. He's saying, take it, bitch, and all that. But there's
take it, bitch. It's not even in you yet.
There's nothing to take.
It's like still in your fist, love. And I can't see it coming out the other side, so...
It's he's telling me to take... You're all the way over there?
Take it, bitch. I'm on the phone.
I'd love to take it, but I'm on my 22nd hit of crystal meth.
And so's he.
Yeah, so...
Well, you say that. He's probably had more. If he already looks tired when he's come to meet you.
Well, no, of course, he's been messaging me for 4 days at 3 a.m.
You think he's been up for 4 days?
I don't... Yeah, he looks like he's been up for 4 days. Yeah.
What did he do? What was he doing if he was texting you the whole time? I'm not saying that, but...
No.
You do it with friends or something? Isn't there
so
a
he's
social...
not from London. He's not from London, and he's... I am ever so worried about him. He's doing... he's sat in London. So what he's done, he tells me, he comes down to make some porn with this other porn star.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do it because it's gay porn, and he said he just wasn't into it.
Right.
Which is... firstly, I'm like... I feel like before you agree to make... gay porn, you would have a gay experience. You'd test that.
Yeah.
You'd test the water.
Yeah. I think you would.
You don't go straight into professional level.
No, that's not how it works. You've got to get a badge.
So he's... Yeah, you do.
When did you get yours?
You can't. Anyway, so he's come down to make those videos, but he's just staged, and obviously this is what he's doing. And I'm worried that he's fallen into addiction. After a certain time, I don't know which of us says, oh, look at the time. One of us says...
someone was like, okay, too much.
And he gets me a taxi, and I go home.
And did he pay for this taxi?
He did pay for the taxi, so that's good.
Okay.
You've got a fucking hotel suite in South Ken. You're paying for the taxi.
Well, yeah, he could have bought a fucking bottle of wine, darling.
They could have done.
Darling.
Well, I don't know how expensive crystal meth is. Maybe that tapped him out.
Yeah, well, obviously he didn't get the money from the gay porno,
no.
so...
But so I'm in this taxi, and I'm sat there, and I'm like, whoa. I just had...
Of course. You're like...
I had no idea that I felt this way. And so
you were like, it's the pressure of the situation.
Yeah.
And Susan.
And it hadn't occurred to me by that point that maybe the reason I couldn't get it up or anything like that, or I was feeling weird, was because I just had a...
You were like, I just feel awkward.
Yeah.
That's the reason I feel weird.
And so I come home and classic method. I clean the house. And then I'm still...
First time.
Just, dancing around in my room to Mel C. And it's...
Glad you got some energy out.
In fact, well, this story is not over. So it's 7 a.m. and
When did you leave his?
I'm due in work in 2 hours. Must have left his 3, 4, something like that. It's 7, and so I'm like, I will not be sleeping tonight. That is not an option.
Yeah.
I go on Grindr looking for cuddles.
Just cuddles?
I go on Grindr looking for cuddles, yes.
Wow.
Because, amphetamine, huggy, tactile, absolutely not fucky.
Maybe we should just get a lot of silk in the house.
For
Just in
come-downs.
case.
Well, I don't know. I don't plan to repeat this.
I don't think you should.
I don't think there's much danger. I didn't go to bed for 40 hours.
40 hours?
So what I did then...
So we're at 7 a.m.
We're at 7 a.m. Someone says, yes, come round for a hug. And they seem quite pleasant, so I head on down for a hug. I'm on the way. I've got my Mel C in my ears. I'm sort of dancing along the street a little bit more than perhaps I should and is safe to do.
Yeah.
And I'm halfway there, and it's longer than I'd thought. I've been walking for a good 25 minutes. Yeah.
Oh.
My phone runs out of battery.
Oh.
Well, I'm not going home and doing a double... because that's an hour trip. And if I just go home, what do? Then I go home and I'm alone with my thoughts? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search the streets for this man. Here's what I do. I've
searched this, but he's not on the street.
No, he's in a house and I'm going to find this house. What I do is I've got my charger in my bag, so I look for a plug. I try an off license. They say, we're a shop. So that's
we're a shop. You look like this. Yeah.
Whatever's happening, mate.
Get going.
What I do
nope,
find...
step away from the Red Bull.
What I do find in the Walthamstow area is one of those all-night casinos. You know the ones?
I do.
Yeah? And I'm like, I don't know how...
They feel like a myth to me. I've never been in one.
Well, are they all fronts?
I don't know. It doesn't feel like a thing. Because
I go in there and I say, can I charge my phone? And the woman at the counter says, yeah, absolutely. And I'm the only... In there, there's just me and one guy who's just asleep on the floor.
He's asleep on the floor?
Yeah, he's asleep on the floor. And there's just these machines whirring away and she's watching TV. And so I've just got my phone charged in and she says, get a drink out of the fridge, it's free. I'm like, what's this business? This isn't a reputable business model.
And so this is further out of Walthamstow? We're going
south.
into the sticks?
We're going towards Leighton here.
Right.
So I'm in there and I'm just waiting for my phone to charge for a good 30 minutes. I ask the guy that I'm going to go to cuddle, would you like to come and find me? And he says, I wouldn't. Fair. Anyway, eventually I leave. I thank her for the Coke and the juice.
Juice, yeah.
And I head on down and I get to his house. And he hasn't, as I presumed, been out all night. He's actually been all business because he's got clients in Australia. So he's been having conference calls overnight.
Ah!
We go to his bed to have this cuddle, but he is obviously in just such a different place to me.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, he won't shut up about his job. Like his office politics.
Ah! No one cares.
He's like...
I don't want to hear about your office politics. I don't know any of these people, and it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter to you. Get over it.
He's like, yes, theoretically, Leslie is the creative director, but we set this up as a partnership, and she really seems to be... And I'm like, oh my God, I am tripping my balls off.
I barely even give a crap about you, man.
I don't know where I am.
Let alone Leslie. Can you even remember his name? We remember Leslie's name. We don't remember his.
I'd expected to arrive and have him hold me and tell me it was okay. Which in hindsight is that's an unacceptable thing.
That's quite a demand.
Unacceptable.
Hi, can I just turn up to your house and do whatever the fuck I want?
Right.
Just have a hug and leave.
So I'm in this bed and he is talking about his job and he's showing off quite a lot as well. He's he's like a fashion designer. He's like, I once dressed Victoria Beckham. And I'm like, I'm panicking.
I don't care. My flatmate's going on tour with Mel C.
Right.
If only you knew at the time. Anyway.
Only 20 minutes into someone else's story to slip that in. All right, well done.
I waited.
She got it in. And I'm like, I have to go. And I'm like, I think my come down is starting. But obviously my come down has...
Way off.
Right.
Way off.
Way off. I'm...
See you next week, come down. I'm coming for you.
So I just tripped my balls on the way home.
And now it's like 8 or something.
No, well,
people are on the way
back,
to work.
Yeah, I get back and our housemate Brenda is getting ready for work. And she's like, do you know what you should do? You should actually go into work. And in hindsight, she was right. Because the thing is with meth, and I think this is one reason why it's so addictive, is you can carry on.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that day, I didn't go into work. And I was like...
I remember because then I got up and I was like, fuck, what happened to you?
Yeah. Because I'd expected a come-down day or a hangover day, because these are the things that I know.
Yeah.
And I didn't get one. I was like doing fucking admin all day. I felt so productive all day. And then that night. It was...
Did you call in sick the next day? Or
I
did you go in?
and the day after.
Your body went through something. And your mind.
Yeah. Ladies, stick to white wine and stick to regular-sized shoulders.
You should have seen the shoulders. If you'd like to direct message us, we will tell you who this person is.
Oh, we will. Oh, and then what I should say is that I said that. So I posted it on Facebook that day. This is the best bit of the story. I posted it on Facebook that day. A silhouette of the shoulders.
Of the shoulders.
And I said, I told this story. I said, this is what's happened. And every drag queen, every T-girl in the UK commented, I know who that is, and I've had him, and I will prove it. I'm going to message you with his name, and everyone has had him.
It's like that Kim Kardashian meme when she's just like, all of them just came out like, hello.
Right.
It's like, pop their head round the tree. I remember seeing it, and it just got more and more and more. And I was like, wasn't able to do a gay porno. Get a grip. Get a grip, because some of those girls, like some of the other girls that were messaging, I was like, well, that's a gay band.
But also...
Do you know what I mean? Like,
every one of those girls had been his first. Yeah, everyone had been his first not cis woman. Everyone. I was his first not cis woman.
Why do they pretend, like, that story that don't impress me much?
Most of them had topped him.
Oh.
And I'm like... So he was all there, trying to get all like, oh, take it, bitch, like trying to get himself going.
And he could have just been like...
Just bending over. I just presumed that wasn't an option. So I feel like I wasn't hard, but maybe I could have gotten... Like, I just didn't even entertain that idea.
Right.
So that felt fantastic,
Lord.
obviously,
yeah,
as you can imagine.
That just topped off the come down day.
Because, of course, I've posted this being like... You'll never believe such scandal. You can't even imagine. And, of course, they're like, well, I imagine it every Tuesday for a month, yeah.
That's a nice residency.
Now it's time for...
You've Got Mail.
M-A-L-E. So, Mildred... What is the most interesting or particular message you've received this week?
Too far.
Too far with Mildred?
Yeah.
It was my nan's name. What message have you received this week?
Through gritted teeth. It's just odd. It's Inter Mass Ghetto Arabs. I'm not comfortable with you calling yourself that.
Mask Ghetto Arabs.
I'm not comfortable with you using those sorts of stereotypes. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to like turn around. No! Do people really still talk like this in the world? I was literally like, I nearly dropped my phone.
That's an identity, isn't it?
What? Like, no one who's like from a ghetto, I don't know, I wouldn't call it that, but like no one who is from an impoverished area would want to then refer to themselves as that. He's fully trying to glamorize himself here, and it's not fucking working.
Do you know
You're an
what?
idiot, and you live in Walthamstow. That's not the ghetto, hun. Get a grip.
Fair, but do you know what? I'm like, if that is... Maybe that works for him. Like, if that's the narrative that the world has put on you, then, you know, if you want to milk it to get that sweet poo nanny action, well, I think fine.
I'm uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable. I literally stopped replying. And he was cute, but I was just like, no, I'm not getting involved in this.
But is it like...
Because then he's like full fetish.
But is it like a trans woman messaging a straight guy saying, want to try a tranny? And is that bad for her to do that? I mean, as I said that, it didn't feel great.
I don't think that's great.
Yeah. It is making the world worse.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, listeners, write in. Tell us what your thoughts are on this hot topic.
It's quite a hot topic.
Can he call himself a what?
Ghetto Arab.
A ghetto Arab.
I feel like I'm not I'm white. I'm sat here like
know.
white. I've come from a very middle class, like lovely background.
Like,
I don't think I can
Is there
maybe
a sense
comment
in
on
which
this, but
you're allowed to use any term that's been used against you? Do you know what I mean? Like, just appropriation.
no. What
Like,
for
if a black person
yourself?
want- You
I know, but
we
I'm
don't
not
wanna
sure that I
police
would then
their
go up
use
to
of
like
these
some
terms.
straight guy if I was like in drag and be like, "Hey, why don't you try a queer faggy boy?"
Yeah.
I would not say that to someone because I have way too much respect for myself. Even though, like with my girls, when I'm key and I'm like, "Shut up, fag," you know, like. But we've already got that dialogue that's between us, and they are part of that.
Yeah, because
Interaction as well, and they're part of that community, and we're harnessing it together.
when we use fag within our community, that is reclamation. If we go to a straight man and say, please try this faggot, like,
No.
that's not reclaiming shit.
That's
just
reclaiming nothing.
That's just getting into the mud and wallowing.
No. So our agreement is no. I think it's a no.
No. Don't do it unless you think you should do it, in which case let us know. I'm very amenable to changing my position on this and all subjects.
I'm not.
No.
Susan. Susan.
Yeah.
What's your weirdest message of the week?
Oh, my message of the week is I waste my message of the week because it's not weird. It is the absolute classic message, which is, I'm straight, and I'm quoting here. It's a message that I received a couple of days ago from a guy inevitably called Dave.
God.
It's, I'm straight, but I love to play with T-girls. Classic Dave, well done. Straight women are people, trans women are toys. You marry the straight women, the cis women, you play with the...
Fuck off.
Right.
Fuck off. We don't deserve
But
this.
this is such progress for me, right? Because I was fucking delighted to get the Daves at first. And I'm growing.
Well done.
I'm positively
you.
turning down the Daves now. Oh, I told him.
Did you?
I gave him what for? I said, look, Dave, you're no worse than the average, and I will say that. In fact, you've been quite polite, but the average is shit. Don't be the average, Dave.
Don't say that again, Dave.
No.
Trans women are women. Don't say you're playing with T-girls.
Don't play with us.
Shut up, dickhead.
You're not allowed to speak to us unless you're going to marry us. That's feminism. I've got that right, haven't I?
I don't know. It worked for Beyonce.
It did, didn't it?